bit closer, hey, you ain't win this yet.
Huh?
You ain't win this yet. Primac, what you in?
Supposed to be in?
Yo, what's the skin?
Tier 1.
Oh, that's right.
Plain. You're just plain. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. I am just plain, thank you very much.
Excuse me.
Oh, Castro, remember that picture I sent you of me and that girl?
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably change the picture I have in my cockpit right now with that one instead.
Hey, before you do that, can you finish mine? I would like to have my my skin, please.
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
I know you've been kind of distracted and all, but birds before hoes. Come on now.
That is.
Hey, she was not a hoe. Take that back.
She's a woman, so.
Hey, take that back.
Is she transgender?
Yeah, take that back.
Yes. What do you want me to call her? Ethereal being? Like.
Castro, take that back.
Don't shoot at Kestrel.
I'll shoot at you instead. You want me to shoot at you?
Go ahead! Fuck around and find out.
I don't like women, so that's my thing. They're all fucking.
Hey, not her. You don't get to call her that.
Okay. Well, I'll let you change your mind
Jesus
when you get
Christ.
your heart broken.
That ain't gonna happen.
Hardcore simp. Jeez, you're not even dating yet.
Okay, so?
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Yep.
Hello.
Okay. So Bry's, just to get this straight, Bry has black tips and iron crosses.
I have black tips.
Menstein is red nose and Kestrel is
Manstein
stripe.
is shooting at participants is what that's what Kestrel.
Now, exactly how is this going to work exactly, the race?
You'll see.
So, yeah, you'll see.
Okay. By the way, we're in Russia, right?
Yes.
Okay, I am ready to go when you are.
I can't tell where anyone is.
Slow down.
Where is everyone?
Go left.
Right off your nose.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're right in front of you, yeah.
I found out how to peek.
Careful of that dude no, that's not that. Alright, slow down. Hey. Alright, well, Brian, I think take the lead then.
Oh wow, this thing does take a while to slow down. Can you guys pull up to me?
You can start leading with the stuff. Oh, never mind, the guy's walking in front of my plane. Hey, hang on 1 second.
Just shoot him.
You can. That's the thing.
Ah, he's walking in front of Brimac. No.
I'll be fine.
All right, yeah. No, he's walking in between the two of us. Anyway,
Okay.
announcer, go ahead and start announcing.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the beautiful Russian steppe with the first annual tri-plane race. I'm coming to you live from the outskirts of Stalingrad, and this is going to be a very good race indeed.
Kirk.
Right now, today, we have with us Mr. Brymac. You're supposed to say hi.
Hello, yes, hi, sorry, Mike was not working, I'm here.
Indeed.
Hold on, just gotta kill a friendly.
As you do. And also
he's
with us,
walking
we
through
have...
Mansion's aircraft.
Also with us, we have Mr. Menstein
Hello.
and Mr. Kestrel.
Howdy.
All three of these gentlemen are coming to you in Fokker DR1 triplanes.
Yes,
this is going to be a very
Fokkers
good race
indeed.
indeed. This is going to... Yes, they are all in Fokkers, and they are all fuckers. Now, let the race begin.
Manstein doesn't fuck, I don't know who you're talking about.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey. Oh.
Right.
Right. That's below the belt.
I can just call the race now for Bry.
Are you ready?
After a burn like that, your plane's bound to catch on fire.
Okay, I'm gonna commemorate the start with a red flare, okay?
Alright.
3! Alright, everyone fire red flare, ready?
Stand by.
On
And the race
fire,
is about to
okay?
begin.
Ready? Everyone ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, fire!
And the race, ladies and gentlemen, has begun. And we have Manstein taking the early lead off the ramp with a bouncy little pipe in his plane.
My throttle's
Will he
all
be
the
able
way
to
up
make it
and I'm
off the
just
ground?
sitting here.
Falling right behind him is
Oh.
Kestrel, and Bry is sitting on his ass
What's your,
like anyone else.
Mixture's
What's your
100.
mixture? Okay.
Pull it back.
Manstein and Kestrel
it's not
have
supposed to be at 100?
successfully
No.
Where do I put it at?
into the air.
5.
Kestrel has a height advantage, but Manstein seems to be...
It's a race, it's not height.
He is currently banked right. Oh, I see, this is it, okay. And it looks like... Oh, Kestrel is a bit wobbly on that turn.
This plane won't take off!
And Bry is yet still on the ground. Ooh, Kestrel getting
Okay,
very
it
close
had
to
my
the
throttle at
ground.
18%, even though I had the throttle thing pushed all the way forward.
Oh, there's the problem.
Looks like Bry is about to take off.
I'm
As
just
we
gonna
speak,
cut,
he is
'cause that's
woefully
stupid.
behind
Will,
the other
Will,
two.
This is these two things right here at the end of the runway. That's the start of
The white things?
Yeah, the white things on the side of the runway.
And the race has officially begun with lap 1. Currently, Manstein is in the lead, but Kestrel is slowly but surely gaining on him.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Bry
slot
is
in behind
wolf-
Kestrel. Ignore me.
Bry is woefully in last place, and ooh, Kestrel took a bit of a dip there, but it seems he is still airworthy. While right now, Manstein is almost touching, yes, touching, ladies and gentlemen, the ground with his wheels. He might try and show off, but that could cost him dearly if
Yeah,
it
we're not
goes
supposed to know
wrong.
about the hangers, by the way, guys.
That's me flat spin. Ignore me.
It looks like Bry is currently flat spinning,
Not
and
anymore.
Kestrel is still hot on Manstein's trail.
Okay, I
although
flat spun once again.
Although Manstein is still gaining the lead, this is still anyone's race, as we are now entering lap 2. Bry still has the height advantage, but
I
he is
hate this
still
choice.
slow, and yet he is still slightly gaining on them, although he is pretty much half a lap behind. Will he be able to pull the lead? We can only find out. How many laps are there?
Whoever's the last
As
one
many as
standing.
we want.
Whoever's the last
This
one
is
standing.
basically a lap 1 standing.
I have just received word that this is currently a last man standing race. So whoever is the last plane flying is the winner. And it looks like our top 2 competitors are getting very daring indeed. Getting extremely close to the ground. And this could cost them dearly. So if you have the height advantage, you are currently safe.
Not really.
Ooh, Kestrel does a bit of a bounce there, but he is still fine. Einstein still holds the lead as he makes a banking turn. Going on the straight line. Ooh, a bit wobbly there. And it looks like Kestrel goes in for the outside. Ooh. Almost a slight fuck up from Kestrel, but he regains control of his aircraft. Manstein currently going in hot pursuit down as he passes the 109s. And as we enter lap 3. It is still anyone's race, ladies and gentlemen. It is anyone's race indeed. Let's check in now with our pilots. Starting with the man in front, Mr. Manstein himself. Manstein, how do you feel about this race today? Do you have good hopes?
What's up?
I said, how do you feel about this race today? Do you think you'll win?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident, yeah. I'm the only one that has proper experience with DR1. So.
And experience does count in this sort of race. And what would you say to the viewers watching out there?
Always, don't try to cheat, kids.
Encouraging and wise words from Manstein. And now, let's go to Kestrel. Kestrel, how do you feel about this race today?
Not so good, man. I'm not very good in this plane, as you almost seen me eat the dust a couple times already.
Indeed, indeed. And breaking news, Brymac is currently retaking second place from Kestrel.
Who's shooting their Luger at me?
Although it is just an inch, and it looks like one of them is currently shooting the other with a Luger. And from my perspective, it looks to be Bry.
I feel like this announcer is biased.
A little bit.
And let's
Oh,
go back.
oh, fuck!
Kestrel is out for the count. Repeat, Kestrel is out for the count. He has crashed.
Oh, it's anyone's game now, baby!
It is now Bry v. Manstein. Who will be the last to win? Who will take the grand prize of a pat on the back? We will find out shortly.
Oh, I want this pat on the back, Manstein!
It seems Bry is currently simping for the pat on the back, while Manstein is currently happy to deny him said pat. We are banking the term, and Manstein has fired on a friendly. He has fired on Brymac.
Oh, Brimac's got the lead now.
And Brymac has taken the lead from Manstein as he tries to evade a ram from him.
I did not try to
But,
ram you. How
As
dare
you
you?
know, ladies and gentlemen, this is not
Blasphemy.
based on who's in first. This is based on who is last. as we are now entering lap 5. Primac goes in for a turn.
I'm cutting
To the inside.
against my will because I don't know how to fly
Oh,
this.
Oh! Same
And
spot I wrecked.
Bry is out, which means Manstein is the winner of round 1. Congratulations, Mr. Manstein,
Thank you, thank you.
as he does a really cool aerobatic
Hey, don't call it cool.
maneuver
It's getting to his head.
and flies over the corpses of his former teammates.
Careful, I still have my Luger up and ready to fire.
Still got my
It
max.
seems like Bry is still spoiling for a fight, but he will have to wait until round 2. Manstein, what do you have to say
Wait,
right
I
now?
will.
That was a
In
good,
name
that
of-
was good. That was good. English.
Inspiring words from the winner of round 1.
Indeed, indeed. And Manstein has currently crashed into a hangar.
It
And
appears
we are
Mancha does
now,
not actually know how to fly his plane.
Nah, I was trying to.
and yet he is still the last man standing. We now go on to round 2, ladies and
Riveting
gentlemen. But
stuff.
first, a word from our sponsor.
Flight sims.
No. I got this.
Alright, good luck.
Toothbrush. Everyone uses them. Nobody likes them. Very hassle orientated. Just takes a lot of time. Now with this brand new toothbrush, as seen on TV, you can A, brush your teeth quickly, and B, pleasure yourself. Yes, that is right. This is a 2-for-1 deal. You'll get 2 of these toothbrushes. And now, if you
And
order
that is our
the
sponsor
number on
dealership, and we now
screen.
go back live on the field.
Manchin, were you changing your mixer?
Yes.
How?
And we will now find out who is currently in which plane.
No, like in flight.
Oh no, I keep it at 85.
Okay.
It seems that would be, I'm not mistaken, Mr. Manstein in the Red Baron camouflage.
Yes.
Mr. Manstein is
Manchin
currently
is
adorned
currently
in the
simping
Red
for
Baron
Red
library.
Baron.
Bryce, shut the fuck up. I'm the announcer.
It's in my blood.
Yeah. In my defense, you are really good,
Oh, how kind.
indeed. And it looks like Bry is still adorning his classic black tip camo, which means none other than Kestrel is in the what appears to be tan triplane.
It looks like he
Hey,
is
there-
indeed fighting over Africa.
Indeed, a very good livery over the deserts of the Sahara, but not too good over the steppes of Russia. My personal favorite today, ladies and gentlemen, in case you are wondering, is of course the classic, yes, classic Red Baron livery. Nothing can beat the solid red,
My
solid
plane
red
won't start.
of the best pilot ace of World War One.
Oh.
Right now, Manstein is currently waiting at the starting line as Brymac pilots up to him. Oh, excuse me, as Brymac and Kestrel make their way towards the starting line,
Take cash while you
which is identified by a dead man.
Hold on. I have something to do real fast.
I just killed somebody. Can you pull up to me?
Sure.
It looks like Bry is overtaking the starting line indicated by the dead man, so we will now pull slightly up to make sure
What do
that
you
you
think of
have
my
a
skin?
fair start to witness.
Looks like a skin.
Yeah, looks like a
Good one.
default skin.
Let's go skin.
Aw. Y'all don't have... Y'all... Aw. That
Yes,
sucks.
Kestrel is still adorning the default skin.
I'm actually in, Manstein's black ace skin.
Kestrel.
And it looks like, oh, we may have, a slight infield collision.
Yeah,
And
we're
yet
they are.
everyone is still perfectly
Whatever,
fine.
let's just go.
And the race has begun. We now enter round 2. Remember, folks, it's last man standing.
But this is just kind of like the legacy
Ooh.
lap.
Ooh,
How
it
does your
looks like
plane always
Bry,
zip ahead?
Bry is getting perilously close to the hangars as he takes off. And Manstein is once again in the lead with his Red Baron library. All 3 planes are now airborne as we start the race. It looks like Manstein is...
Killing people? Oh my god!
He indeed just gunned down an innocent German Nazi soldier.
Sherman Nazi soldier.
Innocent.
We will hear. Ooh, it looks like Bry is already out. Bry is already out for the count even before the first lap has been completed. This is astounding news, ladies and gentlemen. We will go to Bry shortly, but first we go live onto the track as we now enter the first lap, with Menstein in the lead and Kestrel falling close behind. Both planes take a bank to the right. Ooh. Red Baron there looking a bit perilous and a bit close to his competitor, but he just makes it as Kestrel takes the lead. Will they be able to pull this off, though? Will Kestrel be able to become the last man standing? Find out soon. Both are getting perilously close to the ground, and hopefully no more friendlies will be killed. We now go live to Brymac, who is currently sitting in his wreckage of a plane. Brymac, how does it feel to crash not even halfway through round 1?
My
round 2.
legs hurt. I think they're broken. Help!
And that was... and that was
Send the
Brymac.
ambulance already, please.
And that was Brymac. We now go back
I can't
live
move my
onto the field.
legs.
Okay, someone just shoot him, please.
No, wait, no.
Bam! And we now go back live as we enter lap 2. Kestrel still maintains the lead, but once again, is not a winner of first, it is a winner of last. Ooh, it looks like the Red Baron is about to overtake, and they have a mirror collision.
Fuck!
But Kestrel is the one who takes the bite, which means
That was
Menstein,
very dirty. That
Damage.
was very dirty.
which means Menstein is once again the last man standing. Congratulations, Mr. Red Baron.
Mention, how does your plane take no damage but Kestrel's falls apart?
It appears Menstein may be cheating as his plane seems to be immortal.
It appears Mention has reinforced his wooden biplane with metal struts. Mention is cheating, therefore this is disqualified.
No, I'm not. I don't even know how. I think it's because my plane was going like his plane was pushing one things down and his one is up.
Absolutely
It's better for
spectacular
lift
play
rather than
there
negative
by
or
Mr.
whatever.
Menstein as he goes in for a barrel roll and crashes into the ground.
Very fun
Although that-
stuff.
Although it must be said that was a very good play by Mr. Kestrel indeed. So Menstein currently has a comfortable lead of 2-0 to the other competitors
That's
as
okay,
we
I'll
will now
snipe him with
enter
my
round
pistol.
3.
Are we
And
allowed
it
to use
seems-
pistols?
Now you guys are, yeah.
And it
No
seems
guns, though.
a slight change to the rule where you are now able to use pistols. Not the main guns on the plane, but just your secondary pistol. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, instead of blowing your own brains out as you peril to your certain death in a fiery ball of hell, you are now able to blow your opponent's
other's.
planes out in order to gain the initiative. This should be a very interesting game indeed. We go now live to the first player to taxi onto the runway, Mr. Brymac. Mr. Menstein has already taken the win twice today. Do you think you can take his place?
I think dead men tell no tales.
Very morbid and yet wise words from Mr. Brymac. We go now.
Wave my gun at Menstein.
As Mr. Brymac intimidates Menstein with his oversized Luger, we go now to Mr. Kestrel, who is
Menstein, look at me.
adorning a slightly updated livery with a red nose and white tail. Mr. Kestrel, how do you feel today that Mr. Menstein has taken the win twice? One of those wins being to your ultimate demise as he has crashed into you in a fake wood plane.
Yeah, I would like to see an instant replay of that because I feel that was a very dirty move. I had him in the lead and he used his plane to completely take me out.
Hey. I was trying to overtake you and it didn't work out as well as I was supposed to. I think you almost took my elevator.
We will now hear Mr. Menstein's perspective on that inquiry. Mr. Menstein, what do you say to the comments that your plane is not actually wood?
I would like to call out
Very good choice in calling out Bull, as Bull has done nothing wrong in his career.
Hey,
Indeed.
Hey, the French have said that this plane is full. The plane seems foolproof. The plane is foolproof.
Are you ready?
And we are now about to enter round 3 of the Let's
Wait, no!
It's gonna hit us.
Ooh, it looks like an early start, a premature start from both Kestrel and Menstein. as Bry is currently taxiing away, but Einstein, Manstein's taking the lead as they are both perilously close to each other in the start. And all three planes are airborne as we enter round 3. Who will be the last man standing? Only the future can tell. We are now entering turn 1 as Manstein goes for a sharp right turn, followed by a rather sharp turn from his two competitors. And remember, folks, all players are allowed to use their sidearm on each other. And it looks like Brymac has just fired on a friendly, but to no avail. It seems Bry is trying to shoot his opponent down rather than evade him. We are now entering lap 1. Ooh. A close call from Mr. Manstein there, as they are getting quite perilously close to each other, and Brymac is right on Manstein's tail as he continues to fire his Luger. Brymac seems to be the only one taking this initiative, as none of the other two players have drawn their arms. It looks like Manstein might be attempting to shoot, but it seems Bry is the better shot. And it looks like Kestrel is starting to take the lead over Manstein. Ooh, it's still contested, ladies and gentlemen, as you hear the gunfire of Lugers pop in the background. As you hear the gunfire of a Mauser and a Lugers pop in the background, as Kestrel takes the lead. Well, Manstein is distracted by Bry trying to blow his head off.
That's Manstein shooting.
Both the last competitors are in quite a duel right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we enter lap 2.
Shit.
We now go to Kestrel. Kestrel, what do you think of your opponent's current duel against each other?
I'm honestly trying to stay out of it. As you can see through most of this race, I have stayed extremely low and out of the furball.
A clever strategy indeed by Mr. Kestrel, and yet both of his competitors are still trying to blow their faces off. We now go live to Mr. Manstein. Mr. Manstein, what do you think of Bry's attempt to try and murder you? Bulletproof indeed. So would you also confirm the fact that it is not made of wood?
Yeah, he just confirmed it. It's made of metal.
We may have to have an inquiry there, ladies and gentlemen, but Brymac has taken second place as we now enter lap 3 or 4. I've lost track at this point.
Number doesn't matter.
Kestrel still maintains a comfortable lead as both his competitors are still trying to duel it out in biplanes with handguns. Triplanes with handguns. But now it looks like Manstein may have the advantage as he is now behind Bry and would be much easier to shoot him looking forward than back. But it looks like Bry is trying to get the altitude advantage. Oh, and there was a slight midair collision, and it looks like Manstein is safe still. For now, indeed.
Someone needs to inspect that aircraft.
Indeed, there appears to be no significant damage to either aircraft. Manstein getting very close to the ground. Bry is going in. He's on his right side. He's trying to go in, and he takes some pop shots. Meanwhile, Kestrel is just pretty much lapping his competitors.
Did I hit you?
Manstein has currently been wounded by Bry. Slight tail contact, but he is still flying. Ladies and gentlemen,
get back here, Manstein!
You hear this and see this, right? Bry is currently trying to ruthlessly murder his opponent. But then again, it's war, so I'll allow it. Kestrel is far away and safe from any wrongdoing. And yet, as I say that, he almost took a nosedive into the pavement.
I saved it.
Did I hit you that bad?
Dude, you hit like one of your first 10 rounds hit me.
Dude, I've been aiming for your engine this entire time.
Yeah, you ended up hitting my
Manstein, Menstein still maintains his second place, but once again, it is a last man standing, not the first man winning. Kestrel's still in the lead, and it seems Menstein is trying to outrun his opponent. A very clever strategy indeed, but will it work?
Sounds like he's trying to use my strategy now.
Indeed, indeed.
Can't run, Mansion!
He may be going faster than Bry at the moment, but I don't
He's
think
not.
a triplane can go faster than a bullet. But then again, they are not allowed to use their main guns, only their sidearm. So this is still anyone's race. Meanwhile, Manstein is... Ooh, it looks like Bry has tried to fire a flare. Yes, a flare. Ooh, correction, Manstein tried to fire a flare at his opponent, but it has a close miss. You're going out to...
Trying to fire flares at me now, huh?
Turn back around, shoot at him.
We go now to Brymac. Brymac, what do you think about your attempts to try and ruthlessly murder your opponent?
I feel that he's going to die very shortly, as my gun is trained on his head, as I barely miss, and I hit him once again. One bullet remaining in the chamber. Manshine, you're going to die. I hope you say hello to the Grim Reaper for me.
Very morbid words from Mr. Brymac there, as Mr. Manstein tries to shoot from his flare gun, as he has most likely run out of ammo. And it looks like Bry is taking the second place spot, with Manstein closely in third. They may have to resort to just touching tips and ramming each other. Ooh,
You just sniped my pilot with that. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I've been shooting at your pilot this entire fucking time, just to get sniped by a fucking flare by somebody using VR.
It
Of all
appears
fucking
Bry
things. You point
has
your head
been
at it.
hit. Bry has been hit by the flare gun.
I
Nonetheless,
can't even nose down anymore.
Oh my god.
it appears he is severely wounded and has thus lost much control over his aircraft. But will he still be able to maintain his flight path? We will see as he tries to shoot flares.
I can't see. Honestly, I cannot see anymore. There's too much oil on my screen.
It looks like Mr. Manstein is currently blinded by the oil leak in his severely damaged plane, and Bry is severely wounded and probably blinded by the severe amount of blood currently flooding into his goggles.
I'm fine.
Meanwhile, Kestrel is absolutely fine.
I haven't received a single bullet.
Indeed, Kestrel may have the clever strategy of trying to outlive both of his competitors simply by staying out of the action. And yet all three competitors are still alive as we enter lap 7. Sure, whatever. Brymac in hot pursuit of Kestrel as he wants to possibly get the opportunity to snipe him, although it may be extremely difficult as he is severely wounded. Ooh, he is getting very close to the ground indeed, but does a slight pull-up to avoid a crash. Meanwhile, Manstein is in a thorough third and last place, but he still has
losing. Finally.
Fucker. You're welcome for that. I sacrificed my position.
Yet he still has the opportunity to pull yet another win if both of his competitors screw up. But there is no way of telling what will happen. But for now, he maintains his third place. No, I'm not. It doesn't record audio, so it'd be kind of useless. Oh, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't really do it. I can't figure out how to do that. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I just want to rely on your recording. But anyways,
I wish I could have brought a Car 98K up here with the scope on it.
Bry apparently wants to bring a standard issue rifle. Yes, a rifle up with him, even though he would have to use both hands, more or less, to operate it, which would make flying very difficult.
Quit shooting flares at me!
With a bolt-action rifle. And Manstein attempts to make a flare shot onto Kestrel, but fails miserably. Manstein is still in a thorough last place, and is well behind both of his competitors.
Honestly, I don't know how long Manchester's gonna
It's still up. You're the luckiest fucking asshole ever.
I'm surprised your pilot survived that flare.
I'm surprised your pilot survived that Luger! I mean, a flare's just a little fucking donk, right? A Luger's a fucking bullet.
This race, ladies and gentlemen, may turn into not one of who gets shot first, but in turn of whose plane fails first.
Whose plane runs out of fuel first?
Indeed, and Manstein's plane is quite perilous indeed, having been severely damaged by Bry's relentless attacks, and yet it still is airworthy. Right now, Kestrel maintains the advantage as he is completely unscathed. Yeah, he's getting very perilous to the ground
First thing
indeed.
on my screen.
Perhaps trying to show off his.
How are you still behind me? You got shot in the face with a flare. Get the fuck out of here.
Comment
Go
he's now
away.
commentating on
Melted.
Bry's remarkable durability. Bry's pilot may be what Manstein's plane is, indestructible.
I brought metal pilot, baby.
Manstein once again tries to fire on a friendly, but has done no significant damage whatsoever.
Oh no, I fired at a guy on the ground.
Very
Correct, he
interesting
is.
strategy.
Direction he has murdered another one of the ground crewmen. The High Command will definitely not like that.
It looks like Manstein's engine's about to give out. He's losing a lot of distance.
Indeed it does, Mr. Kestrel. Good eye indeed. It looks like Manstein may be the first out this game. However, it is still anyone's game and anyone's race, as he attempts to fire a flare and fails miserably.
I almost hit Primac.
Near miss from Mr. Brymac, as he is quite hot on Mr. Kestrel's
See,
tail.
where have I gone?
It looks like he is taken to the sky. He is slightly off course, and has he retained the altitude advantage? But that will not help him in this case. This is not a dogfight, this is a race. Indeed,
Sorry, I
it is the
forgot.
last man standing.
What the
While
hell
we wait to
happened
figure
there?
out who will die first, let's go to the pilots and ask them a few questions. Starting with our last place competitor so far, Mr. Manstein. Mr. Manstein, how do you feel being in dead last place?
Pretty cool. The engine's keeping in, and it's keeping the sweat off my face.
Glad to see
Not
you
keeping
remaining
the oil off his
optimistic.
face, though.
How's your pilot? How you or yourself are you holding up? Any wounds so far?
Yeah, I think I got a bullet in my toe or something. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you should be fine. And now we will go to second place competitor, Mr. Brymac. Mr. Bry, how are you holding up?
I just
so
shot
far?
my own plane.
And let's go to Mr. Kestrel. Mr. Kestrel, how are you going so far?
I am honestly been enjoying a fairly decent lead this entire time. I've got Brymac breathing down my neck right now, but thankfully he's out of ammo.
That's
Indeed
what I
he
want
is.
you to think, fool.
You have been in the lead so far for the entire race, and yet Mr. Bry is offering up a fierce competition, and he may be overtaking you momentarily. Are you willing to shoot him in the face?
I have no control over using a gun, so that is one reason I've stayed out of the entirety of this fight.
I see. Mr. Kestrel, they are taking the moral high route and not trying to decapitate his opponents with bullets. Meanwhile, Mr. Bry, who is taking the moral low ground and currently fired on Mr. Kestrel with a flare gun,
Dude, the
is
flare's
trying to
bouncing.
fiercely
Where'd
overtake
Kestrel
him.
go?
Mr. Kestrel looking very perilously there as he is currently bouncing. Ooh. He is still airworthy, although that was quite a perilous run indeed. Let's check back in on Mr. Manstein.
I'm hanging in there.
He is hanging in there indeed, however,
Oh.
he is way behind his competitors.
Dude, my hand hurts so much.
Although that doesn't
Mine
really
too,
matter,
dude.
it still is important. I don't know why, it just is. We are now,
Fucking do it.
entering lap, I don't know, and it looks like Kestrel is still maintaining his lead, but barely, just barely, as Mr. Brymac is offering up a fierce competition indeed. He's trying every trick in the book in order to take the lead and knock Kestrel out. All three pilots at this point are suffering from quoted hand fatigue, so this will
you.
this will definitely be an interesting race as we move
Ah!
on. Mr.
Oh,
Brymac,
shit!
you have
Damn!
Kestrel is
That was
out.
an accident.
Kestrel
I promise.
is out in an accidental air collision by Mr. Brymac, as Mr. Brymac now takes the first place position. But Mr. Brymac's plane is severely damaged indeed.
I'm fine. I'm not fine.
A piece of his wing has just fallen off, and another piece. It seems he may be out. He may be about to part
I'm
this
fine.
world momentarily. He
That
is
is
currently
bullshit.
descending rapidly.
I'm sorry, dude. I fucking lost sight of you. And I was like frantically scanning, and I
Ooh.
look to my right, and I see it slowly closing.
Damn it.
He is currently flying lopsided, and
We're gonna win that thing.
he may be about to lose. Yep,
Oh,
he is
no.
definitely going down. Oh, there's
Another
another
piece.
piece of his wing gone. He's now running on only 3 instead of 6 wings.
This is indeed true. I'm sweating profusely. I can die from colliding with the ground. There's nothing I can
Indeed.
do. I do get a parachute, but I do not have the lift capabilities to get me to the altitude to deploy my parachute. My only goal is to win this and buy my way out of this aircraft.
Indeed. Mr. Bry's situation is quite perilous indeed. But it seems Mr. Menstein does have a significant advantage as Mr. Bry is only on
Mayday,
3 and
mayday,
Mr. Bry
mayday!
is out for the count.
Oh,
Yes,
dude,
ladies and
that's
gentlemen, you
so
saw that
bullshit
right.
that your engine didn't cut out.
I know. Radios are shit.
Oh my god.
Bry is out for the count, which means Mr. Menstein is once again the winner,
Tortoise
knocking
in the
up
hair,
a significant lead,
Tortoise
leading
in the hair.
3 to
Ain't no
0.
tortoise in the hair to that. I was the fucking tortoise this time.
No, you were
Currently,
right there.
Menstein.
No, I was the one that wasn't getting involved in the damn fight, and I still get taken out first.
Yeah, that was my bad, dude. I'm sorry.
Currently,
about that.
Menstein remains undefeated on the field. What does Mr. Menstein have to say about this?
I want out. I'll take my pick.
Yes.
I want out.
Yes. We will now take a short break to let the pilots regain their stamina and do anything that they may be willing to do, including regain hand control.
Bitch, you can't aim.
What?
Oh, landed it. Oh my god, Brian, you hit my pilot, and I was like, uh-oh.
I can't. That made me so upset that you sniped me with your flare. Like, what the hell was that?
I don't know. It flared you went straight through your
This is further proof that Mansion is not good, but lucky.
Indeed, indeed. Wise words from Mr. Brymack. As we now go on a short intermission to let the pilots regain whatever they must have lost in the past, as we now have a word from our sponsor.
Yes, toothbrush again. This time, pleasure only.
Kestrel is currently giving me a,
Pleasure toothbrush balloon job.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you breaking news. Kestrel and Manstein's plane are currently in mating position.
Yep,
As
that's
they
it,
currently
folks.
try and
This is.
shoot each other.
joke's on you, I can stand up.
Aw.
I shot him with the flare gun.
It seems Kestrel has been killed with a bullet to the heart, just as the Red Baron would have done.
Nope, not a bullet, a flare.
With a flare to the heart, which means his heart is literally on fire. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Kestrel's heart is burning for Manstein.
Shouldn't that be the other way around?
No.
Yes.
I like how the other one says yes, it's Kestrel.
No, I was the one that said yes.
Nah,
Kestrel hasn't said anything.
Kestrel, I stood up in my chair and just like looked at you and just shot you with a flare gun.
Very comical. Yes, yes.
How did you shoot me through the 109?
Now I need to leave before he respawns.
As we go through our intermission, it appears the pilots are currently in a shootout. So we now go to Mr. Brymack, who is currently not in a shootout. Mr. Bry, what do you have to say about the events currently going on behind you?
You know, maybe I might take the moral high ground of this match. As, you know, the shooting was... There's a plane drifting past me. I have been rammed. I have changed my mind. I am going to execute the asshole who just rammed my plane.
I'm gonna get this
Mr. Kestrel. Mr. Kestrel comes in with a dominating clutch right there as Mr. Bry decides to
with a
take the moral
suplex.
high ground with a suplex
plane
from the ladder.
suplex.
Indeed, right as Mr. Pry decides to take the more high ground, and then immediately throws that out the window and viciously murders Kestrel.
After I died, he continued pumping bullets into me.
Indeed, indeed. We now go to the only man on the runway so far, Mr. Manstein. Mr. Manstein, how are you feeling after your 3 wins?
Hey, that last
pretty
one wasn't a win. That last one was luck.
No. It was a win.
It was luck.
No, it was a win.
You know
I would
what?
say-
I'm gonna take something out of Kestrel's book called a plane
Uh-oh.
suplex.
Ooh. Oh, Mr. Pry tries to ram Mr.
Yeah,
Manstein.
baby!
And, ooh, Mr. Manstein's plane is yet again unscathed.
Yeah,
Broke too
baby!
soon. All 3 planes are now out of action, as we now are still nearing the end of our intermission.
Ow!
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we rejoin you with the
I
intermission
won that
over.
one. That's one for me. Mark that down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we join you with the intermission over, so pilots, please take your starting positions. Side note, how's my announcing so far?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Yep, really good.
I quite like it.
you're
It's
going
fun.
with the really good. Okay. Trying to one-up us on compliments. I see.
Hey, if I can't win by just staying out of y'all's fight, I win by sucking up to the person.
I thought you were gonna say sucking dick. I was like, okay.
No, that's Manstein.
Yeah, that's mentioned.
Alright, I'm gonna let everyone else go first.
Oh, fuck off. Telling Charlie's
like
my
this.
position, buddy.
Nah, you go tell. Nah, I'm gonna go tell Charlie. You go.
Who's
right
Charlie?
Looks like Manstein decides to take the more high ground and let his competitors pass him
Oh
on the runway.
shit! I spun!
Ooh.
Mr.
Mr. Kestrel is currently spinning out right now
Avoid the
as
spin.
Mr. Brymack spins to evade. And it looks like Manstein and
All
Kestrel
of
are
us are
currently
just
trying to do
completely.
donuts. Okay, racers, please take your
Hi.
starting positions.
Okay, I'm at the starting position.
Alright, ready?
Nope. Let's come to a stop first.
These things don't stop. What are you kidding? What are you
Fine, go.
Go!
And round 4 of the race has begun. We're getting off to a pretty bumpy start right now as Kestrel is perilously close to Brymack. There may be a collision right now, but it is saved at the last second as all 3 planes are now airborne. And, ooh, it appears I hear shooting, ladies and gentlemen, and yet Manstein has currently taken the lead. A celebratory burst from his machine guns right there, and yet Kestrel is hot on his tail.
Shoot him!
I can't fire.
Seems both players want him dead, and yet it seems that Kestrel has regained his lead position from the previous round. Brymack is currently vigorously trying to fire on Manstein as he's getting perilously close to the ground, but he is okay. Ooh, a slight skid from Mr. Manstein, but everything seems to be fine for the moment as both players try to blow each other's planes out. Mr. Manstein may have a problem, an unknown problem with his plane, but he's still maintaining control. Brymack seems to have no concept of ammo conservation, and he's
I
just
hit
letting
him almost every
loose
time.
on to Mr. Manstein. Oh, Mr. Manstein looking a bit lopsided there. Oh, it appears he has been hit. Ooh, he's looking very perilous right there. Ooh, Bry with a very big skid on the ground indeed.
I've prop struck. Yeah, I prop struck.
Ooh, it looks like Bry has prop struck the ground.
I'm still in
indeed.
this.
He is out.
No, I'm rolling. Fuck, I've spun.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Bry doing to his own willingness and.
It's because I don't have track IR and I can't look around. It's either I look up or
Shut
down.
up. To kill Mr. Manstein, he has purposely.
I hit Manstein, so Manstein's hurting. So all
And let's go back to the race. Mr. Manstein currently in second place as Kestrel is still once again in a comfortable lead. He appears to be going for the same strategy he had last time of not giving a fuck and staying out of it.
Clever strategy.
Indeed, clever strategy. We now go to Brian Mac live on the ground. Brian, what do you have to say about the current events?
Just wait.
Here, Brian possibly has a plan unfolding as he attempts to shoot. He attempts to shoot Mr. Manstein from his position on the ground. Very entertaining indeed, ladies and gentlemen, as he attempts to shoot flares and pistol rounds.
That's mentioned, Flare.
Meanwhile, Manstein is still hot on Kestrel's pursuit, but Kestrel still maintains the lead as he attempts to hit him with flares. His shot's getting very close indeed.
How bad are you damaged?
Engine and oil damage.
That's it? Damn it! Come on, bruh. What the fuck, dude? It's
you
not
gotta
hard to
help
shoot a
out.
pilot. I can't.
No,
I
It's
can't
when
let
you're
go of my
using your
joystick.
left hand. It is difficult when you're using your left hand to control your joystick.
While Manstein does have an engine damage and apparent oil leak, he is still able to quite easily fly his aircraft. But that may not last, ladies and gentlemen, as he is taking shots from the ground by Mr. Brymac. Ooh. Very close shot from the flare from Mr. Manstein. And Bry has somehow got a hit onto the plane. Manstein is taking the altitude advantage for some reason.
I'm not taking the altitude advantage.
You're welcome,
pilot.
Kestrel.
Maybe.
Did I just win?
Almost. Not
No,
quite yet.
not yet. Not yet.
You're gonna be lapping him soon.
Manstein's pilot may be incapacitated for the moment.
Manstein's
He
just
seems to
cutting.
regain control, but he is currently
Uh-oh.
going down. Oh, he's leveling down.
Wait, you took out his elevators?
No. Yeah, I hit his pilot bad. Center mass shot.
His pilot
Fuck
is severely
yes.
wounded indeed.
Nope.
This may be the win for Mr. Kestrel, but that all depends if Mr. Manstein can actually regain control
Oh,
on
shit.
his plane. And Bry apparently fires on Mr. Kestrel.
They're both
Asshole.
competitors.
Mr. Bry is taking no prisoners. Indeed, he wants to see blood. Meanwhile, Manstein has seemingly regained a control of his aircraft somewhat. Never mind, his engine just cut out.
No, it didn't.
Oh, his engine's
Oh,
sputtering.
are you using the blip switch
Yeah.
to dive?
His
Clever
engine is
guy.
sputtering indeed. He is severely hampered.
I've got a couple bullets on my plane, but I'm, for the most part, unscathed.
Kestrel is relatively unscathed as Manstein's plane and pilot are severely damaged.
No, plane's perfectly fine.
Oh.
This is my pilot.
Correction, the pilot is severely damaged, yet the engine appears to be sputtering.
Yeah, because I'm using a blip switch.
Mm,
It's the
indeed.
cutoff ignition of the engine.
Indeed, interesting. Bry once again attempts to shot on Mr. Kestrel, but he is fine.
I'm using the engine and the body of the plane as a shield. Not letting him get headshots on me.
I
Very
shot
smart strategy
straight
from
through
Mr.
the
Kestrel.
body of Manstein's plane, hit his pilot.
Mr.
Manstein,
Kestrel
these
is
two
once
are
again
for
taking
you.
a moral high route and has not yet shot on an opponent this entire race. Oh, it appears Mr. Manstein has tried to strafe Mr. Brymac with his main guns. A very, very crappy move indeed.
Crappy move indeed.
I couldn't think of a better word.
You're dead?
No, he's dead. He's out of the match. He's fucking interfering.
I'm not. Oh, interfere. Oh,
Interfere.
big man. Big words, big man. Okay.
Mr. Manstein is claiming interference. What is this interference you claim, Mr.
Mister,
Manstein?
I built my wooden aircraft out of metal.
I didn't build it out of metal.
Someone else built it out of metal, of course.
Manstein's situation is still rather perilous as he violently veers off the course.
Are you trying
He
to
is
ignite
losing
the fuel tank?
altitude, and his plane
I
is
know.
not stable.
Hmm.
Although Mr. Kestrel does have the Mr. Kestrel
Come back.
has a slight impact with the ground, but he is still flying.
Victory!
And it appears Mr. Kestrel has won the day, as Mr. Manstein plows his plane into the ground in order to
I'm
regain,
not dead. Come on, give me up.
in order to gain vengeance for his pilot. So, Mr. Kestrel, congratulations, you are the winner.
Murders himself.
Well, is he dead? No, he's not dead.
I'm not dead. How are you still alive after that ram?
Is it last man standing in terms of if you're alive or if you're flying?
Flying.
You know.
Flying.
Oh, then Kestrel wins.
Finally.
And it
Took
appears
you long
all three
enough.
competitors are trying to shoot each other, and Mr. Brymac has been killed.
Hear me out. What if you guys what if I take what's the weakest turret